This is Higher Maths, it's paper D, and we're looking at question 2 in the calculator paper. Okay, what we have here is we've got a function, we've got some missing coefficients here, and given that x minus 2 is a factor of f of x, and the remainder when f of x is divided by x plus 1 is 9, find the values of p and q. Okay, so this question here looks like a bit of a polynomial type question where I'm going to try and set up two sets of synthetic division, one with a remainder of 0, the other with a remainder of 9, and I would expect from there being some simultaneous equations worked towards the end to work this one out. Let's go ahead and try the first one, and if x minus 2 is a factor, then x equals 2 is a root, and let's go with that one first. So I'll have a 2 outside here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to write down the coefficients. There's no coefficients, or there's nothing missing at the top, so I'll just go straight ahead and write them out the way they are. So there's 2, I've got p, I've got q, and I've got 4. And what I'll do is I'll just do the synthetic division, and there'll be a bit of algebra in here, and we'll just end up with an algebraic expression at the end. So bring the 2 down, multiply the 2 times 2 gives me 4, so that'll be a 4 up here. Gather these together, so that'll be 4 plus p. Multiply this by 2, so that'll give me an 8 plus 2p. Then gather these ones together here, so that'll be 8 plus 2p plus q. Then multiply again by the 2, so that'll give me 16 plus 4p plus 2q, and then all I'll do at the end there is gather this all up together. So the 4 and the 16 will give me 20 plus 4p plus 2q, and that all equals 0. And remember that's since the remainder equals 0 on that one. So the first one I've done is this first part with that being a factor and having the remainder as 0. What I'll do next is I'll work out the next one, which will be x plus 1, so that will give me a root of minus 1. So what I'll do is I'll start with a minus 1 outside here, and I'm just going to be using the same values from up above here, the coefficients. So that'll be 2, that'll be p, that'll be q, and 4. Right, from there the same type of thing that we're going to do, but the only difference is we're going to have a remainder of 9. Okay, so we'll bring the 2 down first of all, multiply it by the minus 1, that'll give me minus 2. I've then got p minus 2, and multiplying this by minus 1, that should give me 2 minus p. I'll gather these together, so that'll be 2 minus p plus q. I'll then multiply by the minus 1 again, so that should give me p, that'll be minus 2 minus q, and then just gather these up here, so that should give me a p plus 2, and I've got minus q, and remember what we said there, that's going to be equal to 9, and that's just since remainder equals 9, so that's just given by this part here of the question. So what I should have here is I've got two expressions, one there and one there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring them out and I'm going to solve them by simultaneous equations. I'm just going to reorder them as well as I write them down. So the first one here I'm going to write down as 4p plus 2q, and I'm going to have that equaling minus 20. So that will be my equation number 1 for the simultaneous equations. The next one over here, what I'll do is I'll take that out as well, and I've got p minus q, there we go, p minus q, and that's all going to be equal to, taking the 2 over, that will give me a 7. So that's my simultaneous equation set up, and all I need to do is just try and solve these here. What I'll do first of all is I'll scale these by multiplying equation 2 by 2, so let's do that first. Equation 2 multiplied by 2, so that's going to give me 2p minus 2q, and that's equal to 14. I'll label that equation number 3. The way that I'll do the simultaneous equations here, I'll add 1 and 3. The signs there are different, so I'm going to add. Okay. So equation 1 plus 3, so what I've got here is 6p. The q's are going to disappear here, and that should be equal to minus 6. So from there I can see that p is going to be equal to minus 1. So that's me get the value for p already. What we'll then do is I'll substitute substitute p is equal to -1, and what we'll do is we'll put it into equation 2. That looks like the easiest one to do that into. Okay, so let's go from there. So I've got p minus q, so I've got -1 minus q is equal to 7. So what I'll have here is I've got minus q is going to be equal to 8, so I've got q is equal to -8. So therefore p is equal to -1, q is equal to -8, and that should be the question complete. Okay, let's look at the marks for this question here. What we'll do is we'll get 1 mark for, I'll say, this part here, 1 mark here for getting this expression here, so 1 mark each for them. Go for 1 mark for scaling up and setting up the simultaneous equations, 1 mark for p, and 1 mark for q, and that would be the question complete. That would be out of 5 marks.